Look out! It's mommy! Get over here. Just grab Alex you and drag him back into the safe room. No, don't get stuck in there. Let's pick up some stuff in here. First, let's start with this audio log, and we can play that while I loot. Now, I know it's not some kind of law that a video game has to have, like, a kick-ass boss fight, but, I'm just gonna prevent you from getting massive blue balls and telling you right now that you don't get to fight the big mommy Typhon.
So, my voice is obviously familiar. Probably sound more tired than usual. It's been never-ending, setting up the rooms and protocols to test the new mods. The risk is substantial, but if we succeed, copying neural networks from the Typhon onto human minds is going to change everything. So, I'm putting myself in the sim. I've done everything I can to make sure I don't wind up lobotomized. One last safety measure. Let me introduce October. Say hello. Hello, Dr. Yu. October will help you remember what you're supposed to do if things go sideways. Once testing starts, there's no going back. When they uninstall the mods and reset the test, it'll rewind me. I'll forget everything. Theoretically, they could keep me reliving the same day over and over, and I'd never know. If you're listening to this, that's probably what happened. It also means I don't know if I can trust my own brother. Alex won't like what I have to say next. I've started plans for a prototype null wave strong enough to kill every Typhon on Talos 1. I hid a copy of the plan on top of the data tower by the scary chair. You know the one I'm talking about. Alex agreed to explore the idea, but I know my brother. First sign of trouble, he'd rather blow it all up and blame someone else. So you're probably on your own. There's a lot at stake here. Too late to stick our heads in the sand. You know what to do.
And there we go. Now we got all the Morgan U audio logs. We got the chicken Morgan U audio log telling you to bail. That's a fake ending. We got the blow everything up one video that we saw from January. And now this one. And we get to choose. And I'm choosing to blow it all up and then escape in the shuttle. I haven't actually gotten this ending yet. I've blown it up with me in it, and I've used the null wave transmitter, but never this.
Morgan, you anticipated the kind of appeal Alex would make. Sibling bonds. History. You programmed me to refute him point by point. However, we can skip that. A Typhon the size of a skyscraper is currently eating Talos 1 for lunch. Ergo, Alex is wrong. Destroy the station. Just as you planned. The blast will take the monster down with it.
Destroy the station? But didn't you hear him? The null wave. Alex is correct. It could work and preserve what we have learned here. We have to try.
Igwe, look at the alien outside the station.
Of course it's a risk, but we've seen the generator work. To destroy all this, to murder a species, and the research lost. It's...
Manuel is right, Morgan. We can't let these things get back to Earth, even if one of them hit Earthside.
Morgan, please. Destroying the station should be the last option, not the first.
I'd usually agree with Igwe, but I'm going to do this way. And actually, the null wave transmitter is probably the easiest route to go. But there's very little combat. We got some combat here, but I'm just going to run right by it all. And run right back on the way out.
If the idea hasn't occurred to you, I'm sure it will eventually. Don't do it. I can't predict what would happen if you scan the apex, but all my models point to suffering.
Whoa. What are you doing there? Got killed again.
If the
Amateur
idea hasn't
hour.
occurred to you, I'm sure it will eventually. Don't do it. I can't predict what would happen if you scan the apex, but all my models point to suffering.
Thought I was going the wrong way. Don't go the wrong way. There's literally a wall of death. As That's fine. I lost like, what, 30 seconds there? And you get to see me die a really stupid, embarrassing death. That's okay. I'm not going to scrap the whole recording. Just don't go that way. I thought I was like bumping into the Weaver. But nope. I just walked into the wall of death. And just when I was saying that like the apex or whatever as they call it doesn't actually pose any significant threat. Whoa. So let's get down to the reactor first and foremost.
Welcome. Maybe I can help you.
Now down there is still those technopaths that we ignored last time, and a corrupted engineering operator. It's way easier to take them down going from up to down instead of the other way. Let's identify them first. Get out of here. And there he is. And you know, you can actually freeze him up. Get this out. Well, we froze him, but we kind of got a little stuck. Okay, there we go. So once he's incapacitated, he'll just free fall. And there's the other one down there. He's really close to the ground, so let's get a no-wave transmitter. Nail him. There's that last engineering operator. Here we go. Let's pop this open. And then on our way out, we're going to escape the exact same way we did the first time we were down here. Alex's arming key. Activate it. Wham! And no, we didn't just blow it up. We still have to walk all the way back up to the Arboretum.
The reconstruction is destabilizing.
They're lying to you.
Hurry.
Let's go.
Good work. The reactor's primed and capable of delivering close to 30 megatons. More than enough. I'll meet you on the bridge for the last part. Hurry, Morgan. There won't be anything left to detonate if we're too late.
I forgot a step. Get up to this second level here. Up we go. There we go. Now we can make it across. Up we go. Don't fall. And we can't go. Don't go across there. Come back. Go all the way up. And if you get dinged, remember we got the medical operator right out there. I think the next video game I do will probably end up being Dead Space 3. Really? More aliens loose in space stations? Eh, what can I say? I'm trying to get comfortable with this walkthrough format stuff
Again, Dr.
before I do the big one.
Superficial injuries. Nothing a portable medical kit can handle. I'll have you feeling better soon.
The big one probably being The Witcher 3. A game that I absolutely love, but it's a lot more involved than these like linear space station games. Or semi-linear. And a lot more people care about that game, so you know, more people to give me a hard time if I don't do it 100% right. And away we go. we're just gonna run our way right back up again. Yeah, the game really suffers under this last final level with 1, no boss fight, and 2, lots of chores. Even if you do the easier one, which is the no-wave transmitter, you're still going to be schlepping all through Psychotronics with very minimal combat. No. And out we go. Gotta be quicker than that. I mean, I guess there is combat right there if you want it, but it doesn't serve anything. What am I gonna do? Make another neuromod just in time to bail? I don't think so. And even though we're all the way down here, we're still gonna have to go up, hit a button, and then come all the way back down. Okay, here we are. This time we're going back up to the Arboretum to hit a button. Self-destruct terminal. Hopefully my microphone is recording this. And away we go. Remember, there's 0G on the other side of that. And hopefully you got an SSD or your whatever you're using, because this would be a punishing amount of loading screens. These are pretty quick, and I'm still kind of running out of stuff to talk about.
Microgravity detected.
Very nice. Alright, away we go. Embarrassing. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, another loading screen if you're taking count. I think every BioShock and BioShock S game just has to have a bad final level. No, thinking positive thoughts.
Morgan, Igwe, what's the update on our patient?
Commander Dahl is making a speedy recovery, and we are making our way to the shuttle bay. I have informed him of the threat to the station, and...
Fine, Morgan, I'll meet you in the shuttle bay.
Yeah, I missed that. There was a key card for that all along. I just did some bad exploring. And I think you can eavesdrop on their conversation a little bit.
What am I talking to?
My name is January 2035. There are many operators aboard Talos 1, but none of them are like me.
Nonsense. You're a machine. An ill-conceived one. Morgan would never. You tricked him. Who programmed you?
I represent the desires of Morgan Yu. Circa January 12th, 2035. Your brother created me to ensure his objectives would meet with success, and that yours would fail.
Mine? There's no difference between what I want and what Morgan wants. Not the real Morgan.
You, Morgan.
Morgan? Maybe. I see a person who looks like Morgan, you.
Morgan, be cautious. Your brother is unstable. He may not permit you to activate the self-destruct. Also, he's armed.
Unstable? Is that a joke, operator? You've let this machine poison you. I wish you understood. I've bent the course of this entire station around what you wanted. I let you persuade me. And now you're gonna throw it all away? Just stop and think for one goddamn second, Morgan.
The safety is off on his firearm.
I think you've said enough.
Got a little Mexican standoff going.
Morgan, everything is ready. Now that the keys are armed, The order to execute is given from Captain Mark's terminal. I'm not able to execute. That responsibility is yours.
Good afternoon, Talos.
Then let's do it.
Join us
Are
in
we sure? Yeah.
warning, reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
And now down we go to the lobby.
The shuttle is ready to go, Morgan. I'll wait a few minutes.
Sorry, I could have let that play, but we are on a timer. Actually, the last combat encounter we're going to run into is just when we get into the shuttle bay. There's going to be a lot of mimics and 2 voltaic phantoms. So get ready. Let's null wave them.
Microgravity detected.
We'll null wave them and give them the case to the old Q-beam.
Warning, reactor detonation. Please evacuate Talos 1.
It's always the cornering, isn't it? Okay, now we got normal gravity again.
Morgan, I don't know if you've seen, but there is alien matter ripping through the hull. You have to move. Боже мой. Every window in this station. It's engulfing the place. It's everywhere.
Evacuate Talos 1.
Let's get that null wave, like I said. Null wave. I haven't counted the loading screens. I hope you don't make it a drinking game, because you'll finish the game and be hammered.
Warning, reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
I don't know where those mimics went, but I'm leaving.
Operator deployment resuming.
And there we go.
Warning,
Home free.
reactor detonation imminent. Please
No one can hurt you now.
evacuate Talos 1.
Now come the fireworks. I hope there'll be enough. You know, I thought you had left the station because of what happened between us. And that I
Self-important.
had lied to you about my condition. I was angry with you. And myself. But I'm glad you are here with me now. And I like who you have become. You have my father's strength.
Reactor detonation imminent. Please evacuate Talos 1.
Thanks again for letting me out. I won't forget it. You are a real decent human being, Morgan, you.
You know, I thought that guy just disappeared when you let him out.
You made it. Look, I know what happened. You aren't solely to blame. You helped me and my officers when we needed it. I'll be sure to let Earthside know what you did to help us in the cargo bay.
Dr. Yu, Morgan, it was an honor to work with you on Talos. And your brother. And thank you for retrieving Leitner's remains. Maya always loved the sound of his playing. I couldn't let it die with the station. His was a rare gift, and his skill should be shared. Not only with me, but with others.
Yeah, speaking of Alex, you can't save him, and it looks like we can't talk to Dahl. He'll always go down with the ship. If you try to pick him up and drag him out, you can't take him between levels, and you pass through like 2 or 3 of them.
Ready or not,
And there we go.
starting debark operations. Pre-flight check is who gives a shit. Hang on to your seat. This will be a rough ride.
Okay, let's go. And there we go, we made it.
I keep having this dream.
Ah, and there we are. Roll credits. Not to spoil the Bioshock-ish ending, but that wasn't the real ending. That's coming up at the end of all these credits. So, I don't know what to do in the meantime. I guess I can give you my impressions of the game. I love this game, but probably like my #1 played game is Bioshock 1, and I like sci-fi, so that should come as no surprise. If you liked Bioshock, but it was a little bit too nautical for you, then here you go. And the combat is great. I really like that there's tons of ways to get around stuff. A lot of games really make that claim of do it your way, but they really just mean sneaking or shooting. But in this one, you can sneak, you can shoot, you can scamper around, you can subvert stuff, ignore it entirely, and they really make sure that you can like do that in like multiple places. It's not just like, ooh, here it is, an opening level, and then it's gone. You can sneak out of different rooms in tons of ways, and I like the aesthetic. I think the retrofuturism is a little bit meh. I don't know. My girlfriend probably likes it a little bit more. It's very Art Deco-y and gold and gaudy and all that kind of design crap that she just loves. I like the interfaces a lot too. I really like the tapping all of the screens in like real time. It really helps with like the immersion. That you don't really exit the game to go into, you know, screen land. It's kind of Dead Spacey in that way. You know, all the screens are in universe pretty much. You're bringing it up, and there it is. You know, the security monitor actually exists as a security monitor. You don't go into, like, security monitor land. Combat's good. I find the enemies are a little bit lackluster, especially because, like you see right there, the starting enemies, the Mimic and the Phantom, are excellent. The Mimic is a pretty unique enemy. I mean, like, Dark Souls has Mimics, but, you know, they're pretty few and far between. And it really keeps you on the edge all through the game, really, with the Mimics. And same with the Phantoms. They move in super unpredictable ways. They can zip around and they can really get you. But unfortunately, as the game progresses and you can just eat Mimics and Phantoms for breakfast, the enemies get a little bit worse. Like the Technopath, the Telepath, they're literally just floating balls. And once you Psycho Shock them or use a null wave transmitter, they just sit there and look at you. Like there's nothing they can do. They don't even have like an arm to whack at you or something like that. So a little disappointing. And like I mentioned, the game just cripplingly blue-balled me with no boss fight. Come on. Big giant monster goes up and eats the whole station. I don't get to beat it up. Or at least try. Maybe there's like an option to go out there and shoot at it and it just chumps you. Anyway, those are pretty much all of my thoughts, and I think our ending is starting now. Nope, I guess not. I'll just let this play through, and I'll meet you back at the ending.
Clean hands, fire to feed like the signs of
I don't know if there's a way to skip this, and I don't want to try to hit any buttons because I don't want to skip the ending. So just be patient. Maybe I'll fast forward this. Okay, that's a good sign. We got the idents now. I wonder if you actually had to watch these. A hidden location. Ooh. The epilogue. This is really the true ending, to be perfectly honest. You can see what all those Bioshocky flashbacks are about.
It's finished. How did it do?
Activation of the mirror neurons is promising. Empathy quotient shows to be exceptionally high.
It probably thinks it was dreaming, that nothing mattered.
You're assuming it thinks like us.
Its life depends on it. Ours too. It all comes down to the choices it made.
It saved me from the cargo container. I would have suffocated otherwise, and later it recovered the Leitner connectomes. They were of no practical use, except that they were deeply meaningful to me. It's remarkable that it never installed a single Typhon-based neuromod. In my view, this demonstrates a strong identification with us, but its most surprising act was sparing Da. While perhaps for purely selfish reasons, this, at least in principle, enabled others to escape Talos Y.
Michaela.
I would have died without my medication. That wasn't easy. That says a lot, I think, about its heart. Can I say that it has a heart? It also found my father's records. And then, I did not expect this, but it let me listen to them. Despite the self-incriminating content, it was willing to make itself vulnerable. Then, there was a man in psychotronics, Ingram.
Would you let it live?
Yes.
Sarah, you're next.
The situation in the cargo bay was bad. None of us would have survived without its help, and it destroyed a large number of Typhon across the station. That has to be a good sign. Further, it thwarted Dar's attempt to use us as hostages. If it were one of my officers, I would give it a commendation.
Danielle, what do you say?
It found me. It didn't need to, but it did. I asked it to stop Volunteer 37, but it left him alive. It could mean a low drive for retribution. There were a lot of humans controlled by the Typhon that it could have harmed. Seems like it went out of its way to avoid that. I think it's worth the risk.
In the end, it chose to destroy Talos 1. Why? To protect Earth? We can't really know what its motives were for anything it did.
But we have to make a choice. You can hear us, can't you? Here. I want to show you something.
So there we go. We've been a Typhon in a simulation all along. And that was brought up as a concept in one of the audio logs in Psychotronics. Labs A or B, don't remember.
What you experienced was a reconstruction based on Morgan's memories. This is the world today. We spent years trying to put what you can do into us. We never tried putting what we can do into you. Until now. You're the bridge between our species. I need to know if you see us. I mean, really see us. Take my hand if you do.
Well, now here you can do whatever you want, but I think, you know, being the nice guy and all, it makes more narrative sense, too.
We're gonna shake things up, like old times.
We're gonna shake things up, and there we go. And here's our grade. Total campaign time, 20 hours. Acquired tons of abilities. I had, if you see, I was on Nightmare. I had all of the survival options. Didn't kill any humans. And there we go. That's the end of Prey. I really hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. This is a hoot to make. I really enjoyed it. As for what's next, who knows? But stay tuned. Until then, thank you very much, and have a good one.